Hi Dexter, how are you?
I am superb, thank you very much.
I'm absolutely honoured that you're here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're more than welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank
You're
you for
more than
having me.
welcome.
I don't really even do podcasts, really.
Don't you?
No.
Oh, so this is extraordinary. Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Imagine I don't know you. Can you please tell me who you are and what you do?
Okay. So my name is Dexter Simms, formerly known as Big Bad Blue, from another walk of life. But for your viewers, you know, some may know me as Big Bad Blue, some may know me as Mr. Moolah Cake, some may know me as Dexter Simms. I am a serial entrepreneur, so I own multiple businesses and a few charities, but I think my core is just about change and opportunity. So, you know, giving it all the labels, the award-winning, the business owner, the CEO, the founder, all of these things, they're just titles, really. When you ask who I am, I'm a person of change, meaning I represent things like Marcus Garvey, you know, and ownership, and creating as much change and opportunity as possible, and then creating as much opportunity and change as possible. So, yeah, I wear multiple hats, including being a father and a leader, community leader at that. And I like to lead by example, you know, in this day and age where we've got this thing called follow on every single platform. So if everyone's following, then who's leading? So I feel like that's a good description of who I actually am and what I stand for.
I love that. You said you were known as something else in a former lifetime.
Yeah.
Would you mind telling me what that former lifetime was and how you became who you are today?
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. So I grew up in Kenton, slash Brixton. So I got to move to Brixton when I got to a teenager. I went to Archbishop Tennyson's, an all-boys school.
Was that in Mitcham?
No, in Oval.
Oval, okay.
Yeah, in Oval. And growing up how I grew up, you know, I can't speak for everybody else, but without going too deep into my childhood, if we give it an overview, you know, I grew up in a very rough household with domestic violence, with drugs and alcohol and prison and, you know, stuff like this. And me personally, I've lived in roughly 21 houses, you know, so I was always on the move. I was never settled, you know, and I was always seeing things ahead of my time, ahead of my age, you know, and that made me become resilient to danger or resilient to fear, you know. So as much as the environment was trying to mold me, from a very early age, I was well put together in my mind. You know, in the lifestyle that I grew up in, anyone could have easily gone left. A lot of people did go left.
Yeah.
Do you know, whether it was smoking cocaine, whether it was doing things that are very drastic, or whether it was just totally just losing themselves, you know? Me, I was very self-conscious.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, I won't say I don't know why. I would thank my mother and my father for it, you know? My foundations were set.
It was solid.
Yeah, in terms of what I was willing to do and what I was willing not to do. Do you know, so as much as I, you know, dabbled a lot in the street life, and, you know, got involved in a lot of criminal activity, I was always very self-aware that this wasn't my be-all and end-all. Because of the examples I was set.
I love that.
I always knew that that's not what I want. You know, and even if you touch on the subject of people close around me being such big drug lords, I never saw a happy ending.
Right.
So I always knew that, okay, that's not my ending, because it doesn't look like it works.
You wanted different.
I needed different.
Yeah.
You know, so I found myself, you know, moving from the street life into just being a hustler.
Right.
Like, and I believe like I've found the actual stages of my life since I've been really studying myself of late. For the last 5 years, should I say, studying finance, studying myself, I found the formula of what I went through in stages of being a hustler, or should I say being a drug dealer, and then being a hustler. So let's just quickly, you know, differentiate the two. So a drug dealer is someone who only sells drugs. A hustler is somebody who sells anything.
So did you sell drugs?
We can say for the record I didn't, but
Okay. And then you moved to hustling.
If you look at every single drug in the book, to me it was easy. It's something that came as second nature to me because I grew up around it. And from I realized I've mastered it, I got to the stages where I've met the connect. I've quickly found that my skill set was a lot better than the average, hence why I was so good at it. So I wanted to test myself, and this is why I said I was very self-aware from young, because there's stories of me in Brixton where people would vouch for me and say that at one stage of my life I cut my SIM card in half.
Right.
And I said that if this SIM card can control me, then I have no power.
Right.
So I wanted to test myself. I didn't need something bad to happen to me to wake up. I didn't need someone to tell me to stop. I knew that I got to a place where I didn't feel challenged. And I felt, not in an arrogant way, but I felt better than my environment. And I didn't deserve this.
I love that.
Do you know?
I absolutely love that thought process.
No, thank you. And as I said, I didn't know it when I was going through it.
Yeah.
But, when I've got older and I've studied myself over the years and understood, okay, I was at that stage and that's what decision I made to go to that stage, I can really chop my life up into sections and explain it very thoroughly.
So you were a dealer?
Yeah.
Then you were a hustler?
Then I was a hustler.
Right.
But if we speak about hustling now, because a lot of people get the word hustler wrong, a lot of people get a lot of words wrong. And I feel like language is a big barrier in what's stopping us to grow.
Interesting.
So it's like when you hear the word hustler, you put it towards negativity straight away. You don't respect that people grinding, it's hustling. People just,
so true.
I got to do what I got to do to make happen. I got to pick up my child, then I got to go and drop her off, and then I got to get the money, then I got to borrow the money, then I got to get back to work, and then you're hustling, you're grinding. Do you know what I mean? But if we take it into a more wider context in terms of being able to buy and sell. So when I found that I was good at buying and selling, I wanted to know what else I could buy and sell.
Right.
So I started buying and selling cars.
Right.
Then I started buying and selling Philly blunts.
Right.
And, I was amazing at selling Philly blunts because I understood numbers very early because of hustling. So, I was shipping Philly blunts over from Germany at the time, which no one had a clue. Everyone would have thought they would come from America. And, I was buying boxes of Philly blunts at £3, selling them for £8 a box, whilst the local shops were selling them at £12 a box.
Right.
So I already knew about marketing. I already knew about
profit margins
and stuff like that and leverage. So, hustling was still is, it's my everything. I love it. I love identifying something for cheap and being able to sell it for high, or identifying something of value and then, leveraging it to get something that I need. So, I then became a hustler. And then I always thought after that I became a businessman, because I was an award winner. And what I tend to find out was I was an entrepreneur. And when I used to say that I was an entrepreneur, back then a lot of people used to say, you mean you just ain't got a job? Do you mean that you just don't get paid every month? So I use all of these things as fuel, because I knew I had a clear vision of what I am and what I can become. I don't know how, but I just had a lot of self-belief. Maybe because, something I skipped over. When I was younger and I was, say, 15, I had my first rave. And knowing that there's three of us and you're responsible to get the sound, you're responsible to get the venue, and my response is the promotion. Getting to the venue, and the venue was a pub. I felt, oh, bruv, why did you get a pub? You know what I mean? But, all right, cool, whatever. Then, where's the sound? Like, oh, the sound's late. I think, all right, cool. All right, that's you lot's pop. But then by the time we've set up, and by the time he's told me that we got to leave this venue at 12:30, I've looked outside, and the whole road's filled with people.
Wow.
Because of my promotion, So, you know, I had a lot of self-belief very young. And then...
you just knew. I think you thought you found your lane.
Yeah.
Very early.
Very early. I'm a people's guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a people's guy. And I won't say I play both sides of the fence. But I don't... For many years, you know, being around this gang, that gang, you know, being at the start of PDC, I never claimed any of those gangs.
Right.
So as much as people was to see me with this gang and that gang and Old Trey and this and that, you know, my cousin's in this, my cousin's in that, it was always, that's Big Bad Blue. He runs his own company called In the Streets Entertainment, or that's Dexter, or that's Blue. And that's the gang. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm allowed to be with the gang. I'm allowed to be with this. You know, even very early in my career, which we're going to get to now, just before I skip something, but my very early stage of my career, what gave me the leverage to become Big Bad Blue as a mixtape DJ was being able to go into these ghettos, these hoods, these areas to see the local street rappers because I was a street guy, you know. So
you were relatable.
I was relatable, and where you can't go as another mixtape DJ, you know, you can't get these people on this mixtape because you can't go in that area. Whether it's Peckham, whether it's Northwest, whether it's Housden, whether it's, you know, wherever it is, I was very allowed.
Yeah. Why was that? Just do you think it was your personality, the way you carried yourself?
It was my street cred. So my street cred carried me through in terms of I wasn't known as a bully, I wasn't known as a robber, I wasn't known as a bad boy. I was known as a guy that gets money. I was known as a straight up business guy from early.
Right.
You know, I was always close to the plug or I was the plug.
Right.
You know, so it was like, I can get you what you need.
Right.
You know, and not even just in the negative way, as I said, you know, it's still the same up until today. Back then it was the same. I can get you the venue. I can get you cars. I can get you women for your video. You know, I just know a lot of things because I put my hands in a lot of things on purpose.
Right.
You know, and from a very young age, I knew that I never wanted to work for anybody. And how that came about was I done a level 1, a level 2 FA coaching badge. And then it led on to doing a after school kind of holiday camp with Fulham.
Right.
And once I noticed what they was doing, this I know I was just so calculated from young. Once I noticed what they was doing, I was thinking, hold on. You use the park so you don't pay. You use your brand as leverage to get the parents interested. And then you charge each child £30. Okay, cool. And then you pay us £8 to £10. So you eat that much. I'm like, okay. So if I just go to the park and I create something called After School FC and I get the parents, I charge them tenors, you know what I mean, or £15.
So your mental maths, always mental maths.
Quickly as well. So like the older I've got, it's got even faster, you know, because like I walk into here and I'll be like, okay, cool. So you're averaging charging that, and then I wonder what I can do in here, and I can do. Okay, it just automatically happens for me, you know. So moving on of being a entrepreneur, so a hustler.
So from a hustler, you moved into entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneur. Now, how that works is when you're a hustler, you still dabble, meaning you hustle certain illegal things. It doesn't need to be drugs. It's just illegal activity.
Right.
You know, backdoor stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll give you a clearer picture so the viewers understand how much it's so not just crime.
Yeah.
I always never thought of paying to get into a rave.
Okay.
I have to get in.
Yeah.
And I don't like queuing up. So whether it's a phone call, whether it's we're just going in, whether it's the back door, you know, that was my mentality, you know. And as a hustler, you're always trying to save a buck,
Yeah.
you know, and you're always trying to find a way. And you're always trying to find different hustles, like what you got, what's happening, what's coming, you know, moving and shaking, you know. But when you turn into an entrepreneur, you have to find legal hustles.
Okay.
And this is what made me understand the difference. Because when I done a football tournament, so this is when I started reading now at the age of 21, which I registered my first company at the age of 21 in 2003. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I even don't like saying that. I'll tell you why. Years later, after reading over 50, 100 books, whatever, I've realized that the surface books, what people claim to read, is what makes them feel that they're superior or that they've achieved something or that they're a business person now because they speak about the commercial book. And lots of times throughout my career, I've asked people about what they thought of the book and they can't quote anything. I ask people, how come you're still living this way? And they can't give me the answer. You know, so it's not judgmental, but it's just that, oh, you read the book. Oh, so what did you find? You didn't read it? Oh, okay, cool. So you don't see money like assets and, oh, okay. So a lot of people just lie. So that's the only reason why I don't like saying that, but I have to say my truth in terms of that was the first book I got given. And what I took from the book at that time was even completely different to what I took from the book years later, you know, because your mind wasn't actually ready.
Can I just stop you there?
Of course.
Why do you think people lie about that type of, those basic things?
It's about, let's get the word right, it's about acceptance. It's about categories. So let's give you quick examples. When people say, oh, I know that guy, or I know him, it's to make the other person feel that you know something or you got something, you know? It's the same with books. It's the same with anything. We do anything. We grab on to anything that makes another person feel that you're something or you've done something or achieved something. I don't know what it is. I feel like
seeking validation.
Validation, that's the word. It's validation. Do you know? It's like, even though it's worthy of validation, because I explain that what you know will define what rooms you're in. Do you understand? And will define your conversation. Majority of people know football scores. Majority of people know when Big Brother starts. But the majority of people won't be able to tell you a black billionaire. Do you understand? And this is where it changes your conversation. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here, judge anybody, and act superior or anything, because my last knowledge is just these 4 or 5 years. And all before that, I was successful. And I was great in my head. You know, I was really achieving. I've never had a job in my life. Do you know? I registered my first company at 21, and before that, I was doing what I was doing. Now, when we got into entrepreneurship now, and I done a football tournament. So what the book made me understand is I can make money off of anything that I love. So I thought, I can make money off anything I love. How though? Like, I love football. And my brain ticked quickly and made me understand I play football in Norwood, I play football in Brixton, I play football in Kenton. I know so much people, let me do a tournament. Cool. After that tournament, I will get into it just a little bit, but after that tournament, I figured out this formula for myself, which has blown my mind ever since, and it's made me successful at everything I've done ever since.
Can you tell me?
I can. So it's a 3-step procedure. Anything you do in terms of create, if you, or maybe not even create, you take from it what you need. Anything you do in terms of, if you can make money from it, if you can gain recognition from it, and you can enjoy it. So take your podcast, for instance. If you enjoy it, and you can make money from it, and then you gain recognition from it, you're won. You won. It's a W.
Right.
All you now need to do is keep doing it.
Right.
Do you see?
Yeah.
So what I've learned from that is I done the football tournament, and I thought, okay, I gained recognition because the football tournament was the craziest football tournament in history, and it's not exaggeration, in Brixton history. It was in the middle of Brixton, and it was Angeltown versus Summerlayton versus Mitesfield versus Acre Lane versus Brixton, versus Kenton versus Norwood. You know, like,
That must have been amazing.
there was 100, let's word it how they would word it. There was 100 black niggas in one place, all at the same time, and there was no trouble.
That must have been amazing.
So let's say how amazing it really is. It went on for 10 weeks. It was every Sunday. So it wasn't a one-off and it was luck and it was fluke. Every Sunday there was 100 people there doing what? Paying to play. So I was making money. Enjoying. So we was having fun. And then I was gaining the respect and the recognition because it was all the rude boys knowing it's Dexter put on this thing for us. Do you understand? And after that, I started flying. You know, I started thinking, okay, what else do I love? I love music. So I said to my cousin, yo, cuz, why do you not go funky house raves all the time? Like every minute, you know, funky house got buzzing. So why do you go, like, what, do you pay to get in and stuff? Yeah, sometimes. And I said, what makes you go though? And you know what I mean? Like, DJ, it's kind of like how it is now with originals, you know what I mean? Like, what makes you go every week, you know what I mean? He said, yeah, I don't know, whatever. I was like, okay, so if I had a rave and I had these DJs, you lot would come and you lot would pay to get in. I was like, probably. Cool. I done a rave in the middle of Streatham, again with lots of rude boys, and I done the same thing. I got paid, I enjoyed, and I got recognition. Do you know? So it was like, okay, this is a winning formula. So I started buying and selling cars. So I started, then I went into music. Yeah, then I went into music, and I thought, you know, I came across it just because I was at my friend's house, big up Logic. I was at his house and he was showing me his rapping. You know, I was thinking, what, man really raps, yeah? Okay. What man makes the music, like in the microphone now, and man records it and put, okay, cool. So what, can I host over it then? Again, I started getting excited. I was like, I can be like DJ Clue. You can call me DJ Blue. You get me? So I get excited, you see? And right there and then, he was like, all right, then cool. All right, let me just pick my best songs out of your catalogue, and then I'll host over it, DJ Blue, 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 Blue. And then burn the CD. After I left there, I came back with this amazing idea, like, what? That program, can it go on my laptop? He's like a bit hesitant because he's asking me like, why? And I'm like, bro, just let me get the program on my laptop, bro.
Yeah.
Went and got the mic, and that was it. Big Bad Blue was launched. I done something that I don't believe has still not been done. And if it has been, I want anybody to highlight it for me. Because I was a person that went around to every hood with a laptop and a headphones and microphone and recorded street rappers on the spot.
Amazing.
And then I started doing something more incredible, which was before his time. So it's what DJ Khaled does now, which is he will put different people on a song and then the song belongs to him. But these people don't necessarily work with each other or even know each other, you know? But he makes it happen because he knows them and he knows them. Well, that's where my credibility came from. So I was putting rappers on the mixtape, you know, big up Tricky, Prince of the City, you know, putting Tricky on tracks with PDC. I was putting, you know, this person on tracks with this person, and it's my mixtape. You can't get this track because it's magic, it's mine. But I was doing that because of the respect that I had off the streets.
Yeah.
Then I was doing it because of my mobile studio.
Yeah.
And then I was going home and putting together a compilation, and then, you know, doing SLR, sale and return at different shops, Dark and Cold and Birmingham and all of these places. So my business mechanics was on, my entrepreneurial spirit was in place, and my reputation was being leveraged, you know? And it was just amazing to see that now I understand I'm a very, very strong visionary. Like very, very strong.
Do you think that's important as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, of course. You gotta have vision.
What else do you need to have? Because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people with vision.
Yeah.
But they can't execute.
There you go. So you say, what else do you need to have? The first thing you gotta have is execution. Not the first, because there's so much things before it. But if you don't execute,
what do you think blocks people from executing?
Fear. They're fear of people's opinion. And like I said, what made me resilient from young? They asked me, I get paid, you know, good money to go into college and schools and teach entrepreneurship. And one of the things they say to me, which I think is crazy, is how can I need to teach them resilience. So I can't teach resilience. Resilience comes from when the police are not kicking off my door every week from, you know, what's in my house, and I still carry on going, you know.
Do you know what? It's so funny. I run semi-independent provisions. And I've done the qualifications for it. And I remember one of the questions on this qualification was, how do you teach young people resilience? And I'm like, are they serious?
Resilience comes from what you go through.
Yeah. But if you are with a young person who is going through something,
you need to explain to them that at that moment, you are building your resilience. You not giving up right now will make you stronger in the future. That's what you got to explain to them. Because when you're in the moment of madness, when you're in the moment of pain, nothing matters. I'm in this problem. But as adults, as people that's been through things, we know there's a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
They don't. So if you can help them just to understand that, they will become resilient.
Do you think resilience can be built?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's just some people have it, some people don't?
No. That's like asking about entrepreneurship. That's a more trickier one than resilience. Resilience definitely can be built because it's not giving up, because it's not quitting, because it's not saying I can't. It's not saying I tried that and it doesn't work. You know, resilient means I'm gonna keep. I'm not gonna. You know, like when a screw don't go in.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this has to work. I'm gonna try put some tissue around. You're building resilience to make sure this works.
You're gonna get a hammer.
I'm gonna just push it in. Then you know what I mean. It's like I'm gonna do it until it works.
Yeah.
And that's resilience. So it's like you're building that because, as I said, when you're going through it, you don't know that you're building resilience.
Yeah.
You just want to get this out the way, or you just want this to stop. But going under your pillow, running away from it, not facing it, not trying again, giving up, all of that, that's the opposite of resilience.
Yeah.
That helps build failure.
Yeah.
And the more you make that happen, is the more easier it is for you to make that decision to quit.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah.
And I believe it's because of so many times I didn't quit. It's very hard for me to see that Dex is not gonna work.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, what do you mean, bro? Like, I promise that we're gonna make it happen. You know, so it's like you have to go through things.
Yeah, I agree.
Very unfortunate because a lot of the things that make you really strong is the darkest moments.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard for you to say, you have to go through some dark stuff to get strong. You know, it's hard for you to say that stuff. But, you know, if I was to tell you just 2-3 things about my life in depth, you think, how come you're still here? Like, how come you're still not mentally, how come you're still mentally stable? Do you know, and it's my resilience. It's my resilience to know that I'm gotta make a difference. I'm gotta be that number one. Not number one out of anyone, but the number one to myself. The number one that I know I tried to change. I made the effort. I put in everything I could. And what I now do and what I have done is be my number one fan. And I believe a lot of people don't understand that. You don't need to care about people, especially as you know they don't pay your bills. But that's just straight, you know, on the forefront. They don't pay your bills. But realistically, they don't pay your bills. You know what I mean? And imagine what I even say even deeper. They don't care.
No, they don't.
So even though they made a comment, they don't even care. In a second, they're going to talk about someone else. There's loads of people walking past you. They didn't even notice you.
So true.
But you're thinking, what are they going to say if I walk out here with my 2-color shoes? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm like, right, I know in depth that this tracksuit and these shoes was made by a king. Meaning, was made by my friend, who is the first black man to have a collaboration with Elise, and this is the representative of what they created.
Amazing.
He created this. He battled JD Sports and won for the name King of Trainers. Like, big up Franklin. So I don't need you. You know what I mean? So I don't need you to make me feel insecure about the choices that I've made, because I know why I made those choices. And I'm strong and I walk with my head high with all the choices that I make, wrong or right. You know?
I absolutely love it. I love it. You got to point 3. Entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So he's coming from hustles into legal hustles. So as I said, I went into music. And then if we just go quickly through music, where I was, you know, doing mixed music with Malik Berry when he was 14, putting him in the studio when he was just in church, managing Big Nasty, you know, putting Blade Brown on mixtapes. Loads of stuff in the music scene before it was a music scene, you know, like before Link Up TV, before Grime Daily, you know, like he just mentioned Channel U. Like me and my business partner who ran In the Streets Entertainment, we invested in Channel U in 2007. That was the Channel U Awards. You know, many people don't even remember the award show because it was just one. But if you ask the grime artists who all performed, they sure remember it, you know. And then I invested in the OMA Awards, the official mixtape awards, you know. And then loads of entrepreneurship stuff.
What made you move to more of the legal side of things?
Because I know illegal don't win.
Right.
You can't, I don't say you can't, but I don't see illegal people winning.
Yeah.
They win for a period, but people don't understand life's long. And I've seen my dad, who had a long life. I've seen my dad rich 3 times.
Right.
And I've seen him poor 3 times. Now my dad's best life is him working as a chef in his own house, just got his little car, and he's just happy seeing his grandchildren. Everything he was chasing boiled down to, I just want this kind of family unit and stability. Because when you're in the road, there is no when it stops. Many people, 99%, don't have a figure on when they're going to stop. They don't have it in their mind that I'm just going to get to this and then I'm out. That's not how it works. You get, and then you get, and then you want, and then you want.
I read a book. I cannot remember the name of it. I'll insert it when I do the edits for this. Brilliant book, but he opens with, if you do not know what success looks like for you, like what your end goal is, you will find yourself becoming greedier and greedier and greedier until you create your own downfall.
Your own downfall, yeah. You got to know when to stop. You got to know when to stop eating. And
I thought that was so strange because we're taught to want.
We're conditioned. And that's the problem. When we get to up here on my story, you would understand the way education plays a major part. Where when I was down here, when they say knowledge is power, it's just a saying. When they say, you know, you must read, it's just a saying. You know, when they say you gotta know where you're coming from to know where you're going, it's just a saying. When all the sayings are said, they're just a saying. But when you are educated, you understand that sayings are made from situations. And if you don't hear, then you will feel. Yeah. So all of these sayings are certainly real.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's so good. It's like things I have read or heard 10, 15 years ago ring different bells for me now.
Different bells. You know, and you almost wish that you listened. You almost wish you took heed. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just crazy. It's so crazy. But, you know, I've learned to never regret. You know, I've learned to never wish that it was then, because nothing's before its time.
Yeah.
You know, of late, I've become very spiritual in terms of, I've always said the man upstairs. But now I know God has protected me. He's protected me through my whole life. He's protected me. He's given me options and he's given me opportunities and he's blocked certain bad things from happening to me. You know what I mean? It's like 95% of my family's been to prison and I haven't been to prison, you know, God willing, you know what I mean, God bless. And it's like, I wouldn't say just, you know, just that, just what he's protected. You know, he gives me talks. I talk to him. He gives me faith. You know, whether it's he or she, you know, like, I believe. And lots of times I think like, "Bro, you know what you done? Okay. I'm not even telling no one. I know you done that."
Where did this come from? What happened? Was there a moment?
It wasn't a moment. It was, it was a moment. It's a realization that you're not in control. And I'm a control freak. I'm a time freak and a control freak.
Yeah.
So it's like, when I realized, no, everything's in God's timing. Everything happens how it's supposed to. You planning everything, because I'm a perfect planner prevents poor performance kind of guy. So it's like, when me planning everything and then seeing that different equations that come involved in my plan, I don't have no control over, and I'm always getting upset, is because I think I control everything, and you don't. So it's like, when you realize, how did that happen then? How did you get out of that situation? How are you still living? How are you still breathing? How did that manage to miss you? Oh, I'm not taking the signs. So I'll give you the latest sign. The latest sign is God gave me a sign where to do Black Tech Day. And we'll get to that. But God gave me a sign where to do it. Instead of me taking the sign as, this is what I presented to you to do Black Tech Day, I look at it as personal greed. You know, like, oh, this venue's nice. I should do my own show here. Yeah, Dexter and Friends show. God just shut that down.
Really?
And just,
that's so
he
interesting.
just took it out of my brain. And then more about it is like, he kind of said, well, you didn't listen, that's what I put there for you. All right, cool, go and find your own venue. Go on, let me see you. So I went, tried to get Westminster University, thought it was going through, it fell through. I tried to get Chelsea Football Club, you know, thought it was going through, it fell through. And then what do you think happened? I got goosebumps. I went to Gambia. I was there for 2 months. In the second week of being in Gambia, I walked into a restaurant and the owner of the venue, what God put in front of me, was in the restaurant.
Wow.
In Gambia.
Seriously?
In Gambia. I'm looking at a cipher, I'm thinking, bruh, cipher, what I got? Hold on. And now I got shivers because I'm feeling like, God, did you just put him here? All right, then let me just take the sign. Can I book your venue, fam? Yeah, I got to book your venue, fam. And I just booked the venue. And that's of late, right now. That's how my belief works. Do you understand? And how belief works to me is, if you don't believe, then you won't see it.
Yeah, that is such a good way to look at it. Yeah.
If you don't believe, you won't see it.
Yeah.
You just think it happened.
Yeah,
or you
coincidence.
won't see that it happened.
Yeah.
Coincidence, all that rubbish. No. If you believe, you will see it. And then you'll see it more. And then you start having faith. And then you start slowing down. And then you start realizing, yo, it's going to work out. It's going to be all right. It's just in his time. You know, if you continue to do your part.
Yeah.
Because God don't work without action.
Yeah, I agree.
That's another thing. You
I think
cannot
a lot
keep
of people-
going to church and keep thinking, praying for something. That doesn't work. You pray for the thing and you take action, which is movement towards the thing.
Faith without works is dead.
It's dead. And God will put things there and it'll get you closer to it and someone will ring your phone and you feel like, raw. The law of attraction is working now.
You have to move.
You have to move.
Yeah.
And then the law of attraction will kick in.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But this is knowledge.
Yeah.
We never had this knowledge before. We didn't know this because we didn't read books. Why didn't we read books? Let's get straight to it. Why didn't we read books? Because we didn't believe that knowledge is important. We didn't believe that education is important. We didn't know why we was sent to school. We was only sent to school because you got to go to school, not realizing that, school gave you free education.
But can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of people believe that entrepreneurship is for people who don't like school, who don't like knowledge.
That's bullshit.
I think so. Because for me, if you want to build something real, like if you want to build a serious business that has revenue coming in every day, every month, every year, you're scaling, you're employing staff, your profit margin is increasing, you have to know
Knowledge.
you have to.
You have to know knowledge. And where do you get knowledge from? Books. And where was books? Books was in the school, in the library. It's just that you wasn't fond of the library.
Where have this narrative come from that entrepreneurship is for people who don't like knowledge?
Majority of people who misinterpret what entrepreneurship is. So a lot of times I used to get a lot of scrutiny for pushing entrepreneurship because a lot of people used to say I look down on 9-to-5ers and I don't like people who work, or I think I'm better than people that work. Misconception, misunderstanding. If I didn't like 9-to-5s, I wouldn't have staff. It wasn't workers. Everyone can't be the boss. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, one of the things that I push is you just got to do what you love as much as you can. Because obviously sometimes it's not fit to do what you love because, you know, there's certain things that you can't do or can't make money right that second from it.
Yeah.
So you need to do something else. But have a plan towards doing what you love. Then you have a plan to go and get the money. However you get the money, you go to work, get the money. Then you put it towards what you love and put the time and effort into what you love. That will then turn into something and then you will live in enjoyment.
Yeah.
We work for money.
Yeah.
We work, not we. People work for money. Money is not real. Like, let's get to fundamentals now. Because when we we gotta stay here a minute. When we get up here, let's go over here quick then, so we can get up here. This is juicy. Over here now. Entrepreneurship. Now, entrepreneurship, I won Entrepreneur of the Year. And I won Business of the Year, 2019. And, you know, I was on my high horses. Do you get what I mean? I turned over £100,000 with Moolah Cake. Moolah Cake made me understand that I left the streets. I got a legal business. I used to say standing outside my shop gave me so much joy because we used to stand on the block and be like, right, who's that? Right, who's that? But then I stand outside my shop and I'm like, yo, beep, beep, wow, yeah, what? Proud, no one venging me, no one, nothing. It's feeling free. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, working for freedom is what you should be working towards because time equals freedom. But we give away our time for money. Back to this part here, in terms of entrepreneurship, turning into entrepreneur. You know, once I won Entrepreneur, I was on cloud 9. Why? Because I've been singing I'm an entrepreneur for many years and people didn't believe me. People thought it was just being broke. People didn't believe it was a real thing. Nowadays, everyone just puts entrepreneurship in their profile and everyone believes them. And there's no validation in terms of what level entrepreneurship you're on. If you say,
but Company's House is free. People can go on Company's House.
So watch this. Entrepreneurship doesn't mean you're a businessman. So this is where I'm going to get to. Because when I was an entrepreneur, I was doing what I knew to do, hand-to-hand sales. Hand-to-hand sales, just changing the product. Now I sell clothes. In terms of my books, in terms of my taxes, in terms of all of that stuff, I had the vision of, oh yeah, I got an accountant, yeah, he does all that, innit? Yeah, I don't need to learn business. I do the promotion, I do the fun parts, I make the money. But when my aunt, God rest her soul, was trying to teach me about having product number codes. So your black tracksuits are 001 and your blue tracksuits are 002 and your t-shirts are 014. And I'm like, no, auntie, just forget all that system stuff. Like, how many mediums are left? I got to sell right now, dog. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me just give one away quickly. She's like, no, I'm doing stock take. I'm like, right, auntie, let me just give one away. But those are business fundamentals.
Yeah. Systems.
Systems. You see it? SOPs. So, but I didn't know this. I'm coming from the street. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not drug dealing no more. So this is working, baby. I'm turning over real money, you know? Like, seeing 100K in the streets and seeing 100K in business is totally different things, you know?
Different.
Like, proper different levels. So it's like, I'm just over the moon. Better things are happening. And it's like, I missed the Moolah Cake. You know what I mean? And then I won awards. It's like, no. But only when, so this is like the first time everyone's going to hear this. You know what I mean? Only when COVID hit and I got a new mentor, you know, God bless my business partner, my friend, my mentor, Kenyatta, you know, we call him Meta Oracle. We linked up. We knew each other from back in the days, from hostel days. When I said I was a hustler. And if you survive the hostel, you're somebody. Yeah, because the hostel's dark. And I used to sell DVDs in the hostel. And I used to do video in the hostel. I used to do stuff in the hostel. So I was somebody as well. So we knew each other from then. But linking back up years later, at least 10 years later, you know, he said, I looked on his page and he was doing crypto. But I was doing crypto because of Gary Vee. And I was thinking, well, bro, do you know this stuff? And he's like, bro, do you know this stuff? I'm like, well, bro, link me. Link me, because no one knows this stuff. I'm doing it by myself. So when he linked me, we started doing crypto, and you know, we started just talking about business and and I was like, man, mentor me. And he was like, whoa, bro, what do you mean, fam? We're friends and that. I was like, no, fam. The way you see things is different, dog. You get me?
I love that. I love that you've asked him.
This is what the problem is with our people.
Yeah.
There's too much, what do you call it? Not arrogance.
Pride.
Too much pride.
Yeah.
Like when I mean too much pride, there's people whose kids proper love what I'm doing and want to learn from me, and they won't bring their kids around me. Not like won't bring them around me, but you don't see the importance of making them go and see Dexter. You don't want to admit that Dexter has these brains. You don't want to admit that, you know so much that can help me and my family. I'm not coming to make you feel like I'm learning from you. And I feel that that's a shame. Like, it's a big shame. Because the knowledge that I have can save a lot of people, take them off the road, take them out of their situation. And it's like they speak to me on my level because they want me to see them as that. And I don't unfortunately look down on them, but I unfortunately feel sorry for them. Because I feel like the act that you're putting up, bro, is only going to last so long. Because we're getting older, it's getting tighter, your children are getting older. They need to learn.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to teach them, you need to put them in a position or put them around people who's going to teach them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I feel like it's very sad. So I give myself kudos for that. Turning around to someone my age, same look like me, didn't seem like he's got a push or got nothing more than me.
Yeah.
It's just that his mindset of when I say stuff and then he says something else, I think, rah,
Yeah.
brother, mentor me. And then it was a funny situation where I was trying to offer him a commission. Like every time something happens, I'll give him £20 off of that. And he's like, bro. If I was going to mentor you, bro, you couldn't even afford me.
Yeah.
So you trying to offer me this thing is nearly disrespectful. Just forget it. Let's just be friends and I'll do it. You get me? But I'll be honest with you, fam, I'm kind of blunt. And I'll be like, bro, I love blunt. It's cool. So the first thing he said to me is, bro, you don't have a business. I said, Lord God. What do you mean I don't have a business? I just won Entrepreneur of the Year business. I couldn't believe it. That was the first thing he said. He was like, okay, so where's your cash flow? I was like, cash flow? What do you mean? I was like, my cash flow. And I make money, bro. Like I sell clothes all the time. You get me? Okay, so what's your bestseller? You know, like he just started asking me questions, what was annoying me. You get me? I was thinking, raw. So all that paperwork stuff makes
questions.
sense. Yeah, these are proper sensible questions.
What is your bestseller?
Yeah, to where now I know business fundamentals so good. That's what he taught me. He said, bro, you'll be able to not only spot a good business from before, but now it'll help you when you're investing in companies. You can go into their paperwork and you can look at their profits and losses. You can see their assets from Apple, from Red. They got them there. It's all there. You can see it. So you can make a decision whether to invest. But if you don't know what you're looking for, then you can't invest. And how you're going to learn is by knowing it for your own business. And I'm saying, raw, fam, how do you know all this? I said, bro, I read. I read over 100 books. If you see his book library. So after that, I started reading. What? He's got over 100, he's got over 500 books.
What's his name?
Meta, Kenya.
Meta.
You know what I mean? He's got over 500 books. I'm saying, raw, you really read all these books, bro? Then he taught me how to read. Because again, we're not taught how to read. And it sounds so simple.
What do you mean?
We've been taught how to read in school. That's the first thing. We don't know that is programmed. So we're being programmed on a way to approach something. So we'd read from left to right.
Right.
We'd read from beginning to end.
Yeah.
You can't read action books the same as love books, the same as business books. You can't read them the same.
Right.
For one, you don't need to read a whole book.
Yeah.
For two, you need to understand the author. The author could have been writing that book when he's angry.
Yeah.
The author could have been writing that book to get at black people. But you don't understand his mindset of who, so you have to study the author. Then you have to see the history of their books. Then you have to see the people, what people have said about the book.
Yeah.
Then you look at the back of the book. Then you look at the context of the book, the contents of the book. Then you take out what you need from the book. Now, if people have problems with reading books, there's stages of reading books. The first stage is picking up the book. That's the first stage of reading a book. Just pick it up and put it down. Then tomorrow, pick it up again. It's the same as the gym. If you can't go gym, the first stage is just go there and then walk out. And then step by step, you will realize, why am I just picking it up? Let me just look at it. Now look at it. And tomorrow, then it might catch you because it's interesting. And then you start reading. So there's so many different ways. And one of the things he showed me straight away was there's a book called How to Read a Book. And I'm saying, I don't lie. Like, it's just like me, I love knowledge now. And that's why he loves mentoring me. Because he said, bro, you love it, innit? I said, bro, feed
You're
me.
a sponge.
Yeah, feed me. And then like he says things like, bro, you're amazing. Because I will teach you something right now. In 10 minutes, I'll be on Instagram. What? Teaching it in my own way. And he's like, rough. I mean, you just flipped it into your own words. And no, you're dope though. But I say, bro, it's all to you, fam, and I love it. So give me more. So When you're now moving from an entrepreneur to a business person, entrepreneurship is very blasé. It's very ad hoc. It's very do or die. Make it happen by any means necessary. You know, stick it together, hold it up, do it yourself, be 10 hats with one. As you know, business is fundamentals, positions, descriptions, SOPs, cash flows. It's all these things, leverage, branding. It's all these things, intersections.
I love how you've broken this down.
Because it's important to know where you are in life as a person. Are you a drug dealer? Are you a hustler? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a business person? Because the last thing that you need to be is an investor. Ooh. And to become an investor, you have to go through all those stages. Ooh. Do you understand? Because you don't know what you're looking for to invest in something that's good. Do you understand? So
that's so good. So you're basically saying it's the streets.
Yes.
Then it's hustling.
Yep.
Then it's entrepreneurship.
Yep.
Then it's business person.
Yep.
Then it's investor.
Then it's investor.
I love that.
I'll give you the behind the scenes of that. It's how to make money. So when I teach in colleges or schools, I teach this part, but I'll give you this part as well. So when I teach, I say there's different ways to gain money. So you ask for it, you can ask for money. When you're little, when you're a tramp, when you're old, you just ask, just get it. Cool. Then you can make money. No, then you can earn money. So you can go to work, you can earn money. There's no problem why you can't get money. You can ask for it, you can go to work.
Yeah.
Cool. Then you can make money. Making money is starting something and selling something.
Yeah.
You know, buying and selling and service or a product. You understand? Then after you make money, you can steal money. You know, that's negative, that's problem, but you can do it.
Yeah.
If you really need the money, you can go and take it. Then the last one is raising money. This is big business. This is where I'm at now. And I'm seeing it. Because I'm realizing, no, what you want a deck. You want a pitch deck. Hold on, you want all these profits and losses, or you want all my cash flow forecasts. Hold on. But really, you're telling me to write everything on paper and give it to you, and you're going to give me money. That's madness. Hold on, you can go to the bank and they just give you money. Hold on, we're talking about taking drugs off of a drug dealer and risking your life and risking the arguments of them wanting to threaten you, when you can go to the bank, don't quote me on this, but you can go to the bank, take a 20 grand loan, and they'll just send you a text message. What are we thinking? Why are we taking money off the streets? Rich people take money off the bank. But we've been taught wrong, because we've been taught a bank is there to put our money in to save. When a bank is made, it's created to sell you stuff. But people don't know this knowledge. The bank is made to sell you derivatives. Derivatives are things that derive from something. So, orange juice. Orange juice derives from oranges. You cannot get orange juice without oranges. You derive from your parent. You're not the original. You derive from your parent. A mortgage derives from a house. You don't own a house. You own a mortgage, which is a piece of paper, which is a derivative, which is the fake part of the real asset. Because Adam Smith, who is what's it called? The person the economist, I think he's an economist. Is that what it's called? An economist, I think it's called. But Adam Smith, he used to be on the back of the English pound, I was going to say dollar. He's back on was it the dollar or the pound?
He's an economist.
He's an economist, yeah. He has explained, we're not giving poor people wealth. We're not giving you land. We're not giving you assets, real assets. We give you paper. You take the paper, because we can print it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So when you don't understand this knowledge, you don't know what you're up against. So you're fighting for paper when they're taking your assets. So back in the days when it was like BT, Co-op, all of these little businesses starting off, they used to give our grandparents equity. They used to give them stocks and shares.
Yeah, they did.
But our grandparents turned around and said, yo, I don't want that. Give me my cash. That's uneducation.
Yeah.
So now we exchanged our ownership for fake cash. That's the same thing we're doing now. We're exchanging our knowledge, our time, and our freedom for fake assets, derivatives. And that's the problem. So going back to this, when I talk this and talk about how you gain the money, that's what I use to understand my life. Okay, I'm good at hand-to-hand transactions. Cool. Then that's transactions selling a product, a physical thing. Then I moved to, I don't have a product. I am the product. oh, well, I can get paid to talk. This is mad. I wrote this on Twitter in 2007 or 17. One day I'm just going to charge to talk, because people just ask me everything. Little did I know, you can charge to talk. So I got public speaking. So now I don't sell nothing. I just talk and get paid. Then I realized, hold on, I don't get paid all the time. You get paid in invoices. What are now 30 days. So it's like you got to structure your life to fit how do you make money. Do you see it? And if you don't understand how you make money, you won't understand how to structure your life. So when you get paid invoices, then I learned that I don't want to do talks, and I say I'll do a business or I'll do events. And in events, I get sponsorship. So now I put on an event and I know how to put together sponsorship decks and gain income.
Right.
And then the last one is how to put together a business plan or a pitch deck and raise income. So really, hold on. It's the same thing as asking, but you have to understand the fundamentals of how to ask. When you just ask, you won't get. When you ask in this way, in paper, you will gain. That's the teaching that I've got from Meta, to understand that the UK don't care about what you practically do. They care about what's on your paper.
Yeah.
The UK is a registered corporation.
Yeah.
You know, like England is the country. You know, like London's the capital. The UK is a registered corporation.
Yeah.
Your NI number is your slave number.
Yeah.
And then when they give it to you, because after 16 years, I've been giving you a house, I've been giving you schooling, I've been giving you food, I've been giving you child benefit, go and get my money back.
Yeah.
That's their system that they set up.
Yeah.
What system have you set up for yourself?
Yeah.
That's the knowledge that people need to know. That's where I'm at.
I absolutely love it. I cannot believe we've come to an end.
Yeah.
And there's still there's still so much.
I told you, we didn't even get to what we're talking about right now.
We didn't even touch on.
Didn't.
We have to do another interview.
Crazy, it always happens. I keep telling everyone, when they talk about my past, it goes for too long, and we don't get to. Right, let's finish it with what's happening now quickly, so we understand what to get them ready for the next journey. So where I am now, in terms of foundations, fundamentals, understanding change and opportunity, is I understand that I personally cannot make all the change. Now I need to create platforms, because platforms empower other leaders. And then when they can be on this trusted platform, then we can reach more people.
Yeah.
So what I now understand is, yes, you should teach entrepreneurship. Yes, you should teach business, but you need to teach financial literacy.
Yeah.
Because what a lot of people understand is we're all working towards getting money. We're not working towards understanding what to do when we get the money. So whether you're working, whether you're hustling, whether you got a business, you're gotta get money. So why don't you know what to do with the money?
That's so good.
And that's where we are now. So now I understand that because of my journey.
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand what to do with my money. You know what I mean? I was just doing more stuff and more. Now I understand about investing.
Yeah.
Now I understand the power of interest.
Yeah.
The power of interest is the ability to live off somebody else's labor.
Yeah.
That's what interest means. So making your money work for you. Now I can go back to Rich Dad Poor Dad to understand assets and liabilities, because the things that I invest in will now bring me pennies, will now bring me pounds.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here doing nothing or doing a good podcast, you know? So it's like, yeah, the kids need to know this from early.
Yeah.
Just because if they invest in certain things at that age, just by the time they're 25, they're rich and they have the money.
Yeah.
But they don't have the knowledge to know that. So it's like, I need to create these platforms. So now I've gone into financial education, but using technology and gaming.
Yeah.
The reason why I've done this is because of the study of my life, of saying I've ran a community safety patrol because of the people bringing our children to country, because of the big people you're hollering at our young girls, because of kidnapping, because of knife crime. I started a community safety patrol alongside Metropolitan Police. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because so many different reasons. But
So needed.
So needed. And running a children's holiday club for 10 years, I witnessed firsthand the disconnection between different parents and children. And, you know, a lot of the times it was to do with the phone.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it was to do with technology, a lot of the times to do with gaming. And then a lot of the times it was to do with poverty, which came from food, which came from finances. So because you don't have finances, you have less food. When you have less food, you eat poor food. When you eat poor food, you have poor reactions.
Yeah.
And you have poor mindset. And this is what people misunderstand what the word poor means. Poor doesn't mean you don't have money. Poor means you got poor mindset. But then how did you get to that? Maybe because of the money, which made you eat those foods, which made you make those decisions, which led you into this. So seeing firsthand.
You're preaching.
Seeing firsthand the disconnection between a parent and a child in the household, to where now it's, take the phone and go to your room, take the iPad, go on your computer, or they are just on their computers, all the way up to the age of 25. They're just on their computers, and the parents just on their phones. They're on social media too. So imagine, the two people in one house, both on social medias, both on devices, both on technology. He wants money or she wants money. The parent wants money, the finances and the bills. They want money because of lifestyle, but none of them communicate, because we've been taught in the black household, don't talk about finances. Don't talk about money. We question anything. So my job is...
So true.
So my job is to use the same tools that's detached them to bring them back together, to make them understand. Mom, you understand that your child loves Roblox. You give them money for Robux. Cool. Do you know that you can invest in Robux on the stock market? So where you're giving them money to invest in the game, you invest in the game. So hopefully that will bring you back money. But that's not it. Do you know that your child can generate their own money on these games? Because in the ecosystem of these games, you're learning about ownership. You're learning about community building. You're learning about branding. You're learning about merchandising, in-game purchases. But if you don't know, your child's not gonna know, then you're both gonna be doing the wrong things for the wrong reasons. So when I say do what you love, we are now in that for real, the thick of it. Children can play games, what they love, and earn a living. But they need to be taught how. So this is my school. My school is all about, how do you make money from social media? How do you make money from streaming, from gaming? What kind of jobs are in gaming? Because a lot of people don't know that gaming made more money than film and music for the last 2 years.
And it's only going to increase.
And it's only going to increase. But there's less than 5% of black people being paid in the gaming industry in the UK. There's less than 7% of black people being paid in the technology industry. So when people ask me, why did you call your thing Black Tech Day? You know, it's going to put people off. It's going to make people feel uncomfortable. Well, sorry, I've been feeling uncomfortable all my life.
No,
as a black man living in the UK.
Did you know that in the UK, in the actual tech industry as a whole, it's 0.1% of black people?
I can imagine. You see what I'm saying? It's these statistics we're all talking about. And then it's easy for people to say it's because black people don't like things that are not sexy. It's because black people don't find it interesting. It's easy to say that. But do you know that through studying finance, I had to learn history. And I've never liked history. I've always been against it in terms of, why are we talking about slavery? Why are we talking about back in the day? It doesn't make sense. Right? If you understand what slavery done, if you understand that they burned books and they banned black people from reading, to understand the level of how much they don't want you to have knowledge. They burned books, they stole books, the books are still in the Vatican. There's certain things that are still happening that are not on shackles, but your mind is mentally enslaved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, now I'm feeling like we are just lost.
Yeah.
We nearly have no hope, but I can't say that when I'm alive, because we have hope through me, do you understand? And we have hope through many other leaders who are doing great stuff. But what I really need to make us understand is this. If we keep standing on pride, if we keep being miseducated, if we keep worshipping materialistic things, if we keep undermining each other, if we keep not being organized, because we're not outnumbered, we're out organized. If we keep this up and keep being segregated into this leader and that leader, we just got 3-4 leaders. If we keep this up, we're only going to get worse. Why? Because this technology revolution is the last time that we have a chance to stand up, because it is an even playing field when it comes to understanding the tech, because it's new. AI is not new because it's out for many years, but the front-facing elements of AI is new. You can learn it, you can master it, and you can become a great something in it right now. Do you know?
Yeah. But, and I've got so many questions on AI, and we will have to discuss that.
Of course, we got so much to talk about.
We've got so much.
You know what I mean? Because
we
there's so many misconceptions, and there's so many misunderstandings, and this is because of miseducation. And I even hate using the word education, because these are, what do you call them word? That word, like receptors of making you feel like trauma. Do you know, like education? I don't want to go to school. Reading? No, I don't want to read. Learning? No, I don't want to learn. Whoa, all those things you're supposed to do. But because of the trauma that is put you through in school, you don't want to hear nothing about learn, about educate, about read. You don't want to do none of that. That's our problem. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. But at the end of the day, Black Tech Day is what I got to plug. Black Tech Day is made for our people.
Yeah.
It's not made against anybody else. It's an open door for all races.
Yeah.
But it's an alarm to wake our people up who are in the bad place, who are at the bottom of the food chain.
Yeah.
This is the reason it is targeted at the black community. And I find it very difficult when I'm not accepted by the white person and I'm not supported by the black person.
Yeah.
It's like having too much money to be in the hood and having not enough money to be with the rich.
Yeah.
I find myself in that middle ground a lot, and I really get frustrated because I'm doing it for my people, and I'm the one facing all the backlash against the other races, against the other, firms, businesses. I'm having to change who I am, big bad blue. I'm having to wear certain things. I'm having to speak certain ways. Not saying it's not beneficial for me, but at the same time, I'm fighting a battle, and I don't have the support from my own community, and I'm fighting it for them. Like, not saying I'm rich, but I'm comfortable in life.
Yeah.
I just come from Gambia for 2 months. I can go away again for months.
Yeah.
I just don't do it because of my children. But at the same time, financially, like, I'm comfortable in terms of my knowledge that I have can make me successful for the rest of my life. It's not about me though.
Yeah.
Because some of my children are not even following my footsteps.
Yeah.
So I need to teach you just in case you buck up on my children and you can teach them. It's hard work.
So when's the next one?
So the next Black Tech Day is in August 15th, August 16th in Birmingham.
Lovely.
So I've done it twice in London. In 2023, we've done it in London South Bank University across 4 floors. And then in 2024, we've done it in the Murky building.
Yeah.
And then now we're taking it to
Stormzy.
Birmingham. Yeah.
Now we're taking it to Birmingham. Okay, absolutely amazing. I hope to be there.
Yes, please do.
We have to have another conversation. I have got so many questions to ask you, but unfortunately we've run out of time.
No, that's fine.
I would like to ask you just to provide, you've dropped so many gems during this conversation. I would like to just ask you to provide one thing that you would give to any aspiring entrepreneur or current entrepreneur or business owner that you think they should hold with them as they go through this business journey.
Don't be delusional, because entrepreneurs are delusional, and that gets us in a rut. Be educational, because when you have the education, your decisions are, so knowledge gives you confidence. Confidence gives you patience, and patience gives you the time to make the correct decisions.
I love that. Absolutely true.
Yeah, that's what it is. So don't go off, drive and I'm going to do it. No, just go off knowledge. Go off foundation. Go off education, and you'll win.
Yeah, because when you know something,
you know it. It's
you know
serious.
it, and there's a confidence.
My confidence is crazy high right now because I know gaming. I've been a visionary all these years. So I've done music for 10 years before music happened. I've done clothing for 10 years before clothing really popped. And now I'm going to do gaming for 10 years before people realize that esports is an Olympic sport. 2030, you're going to see esports in the Olympics. Gaming is the revolution.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dexter.
You're more than welcome.
Thank
you for having me. It's been enjoyable.
Been amazing. Thank you.